on, let me get my book. Also, my brother and his friend, they have a clothing line. They make hoodies. I'm going to insert some pictures here. My brother has Moon and Scorpio, so you can see their really goth vibe. But since this is an astrology channel, they will customize it for you. So I'm going to leave the information to both their Instagram pages and the business Instagram page if you want something astrologically related. Back for another video. As always, this is in absolutely no order. I was thinking maybe in the future, starting after this video, to try to go like one planet through all the houses in order so like you guys know what to expect. But for right now, we have Saturn in the 6th and and next Pluto in the 12th because somebody requested it. And then I'll probably go backwards. Like 11th, 10th, Pluto. Pluto's next. I just decided just now Pluto's next. So Saturn is about restriction. I would say karma. I would say lessons that it takes you time to learn, things that you struggle with but you become better with over time. And sixth house is your daily routines, your health, your job, not necessarily your career. Like I want to be a fashion model. No, sixth house is more like I work at McDonald's while I'm trying to be a fashion model. It's your environment, it's your location, it's the climate, it's just what is around you when you wake up every day. So I'm gonna jump in with health. You have a very strict routine or schedule that you follow around your health. I dated someone in high school. He was like, he used to like just take working out so seriously. And then one day I was like, hey, what's going on? And he was like, yeah, I didn't take my protein powder after I worked out. And I was like, okay. And then I just kept joking for hours and hours. And while we were waiting for my bus to come so I could go home, he was just like, and I was like, what's wrong? You seem upset. And he was like, didn't take my protein powder. And I was just like, wow. Like you really take this serious. You really like feel something for your workout routine, for your schedule. And it's just a little stupid dumbass story, but it's mostly just to highlight like you can feel upset if you don't stick to what you say, and you're not even like, you say a lot. You're not the type of person to be like, like me, I'm a double Sag. My goal is I try to go to the gym twice a week. That's it. I'm gonna try to go to the gym twice a week. If I don't make it for 4 months, then that's it. Like, that's my only goal for myself for working out. Some people are like, no, I have to go X amount of days and I have to do XYZ when I go, and I have to drink the pre-workout and I have to drink a protein shake afterwards, and I have to get so many calories every day. Like you have a very strict and very detailed. It's just the house of Virgo, so a lot of details. Very detail oriented when it comes to your health and when it comes to working out. And so if any of that gets thrown off, you can feel like just not at your best. And what I would say, and I'm sure you guys are probably learning this over time, learn to add flexibility into your health and your workout routine, whatever that may be. I try to go every 2 to 3 days, but if I don't make it on one day in particular for whatever reason, I'll say, okay, I'll go tomorrow, or I will do something at home. This can also be the house of, I guess you could consider it the house of diet. People who are like, I don't eat carbs, I only eat this many calories, and I'm tracking my macros, and like that is just such a stressful way to live. And I'm not here to tell anybody what to put in their body, because I don't live in your body, so I don't know what works best for you. But I will say, add some cheat days, add some days where you're just like, look, I'm going to kind of eyeball it. There are people who actually have apps, and there's no diss to these people that track, like they literally calculate everything that they eat. And I just feel like this kind of energy can be representative of that, in which you can just take something so far. I mean, how much fun is it to just run into 7-Eleven every once in a blue and like get a bag of Doritos? You're not gonna die. You're not gonna, it's not gonna make or break you. You're not gonna gain 5 pounds. You're not gonna lose 5 pounds if you don't. My dad's a Virgo, and it was so funny. If I could find a picture, I'll insert it. He had this list posted, and it was like 8 to 8:30 a.m. Get dressed, brush teeth, make bed. 8:30 to 8:45, eat breakfast. 8:45 to 9 o'clock. Like, he literally had every minute of the day planned out. And so segueing from the health into just your daily routine and your daily activities, which is 6th house, you can be very structured. Like, on Monday I do yoga, on Tuesday I do Zumba, and then I go to work, and then at 8 p.m. I Zoom with this person. And then you can just have like every minute planned out, or every day already has some type of structure to it. Remember, Saturn is structure of, you know, that's one of its elements. And then you got the 6th house, which is your daily routine. There's intense structure coming into your daily life, and you have to be careful not to let the structure overtake the day. The structure is supposed to make the day easier. It's supposed to help the day flow. The structure is not supposed to be the day. But I would say on the plus side, it can make you very acutely aware and sticking to your workout. I had a friend, an old coworker of mine, and like no matter what we ever did, she would go to work out. And we always worked from 2 to 10, 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. So like during the day, we would always talk about our plans. She'd be like, oh, you want to go bowling? You want to go out for a drink? You want to go here? You want to go there? One time we even went to New York. I kid you not, she really went to Planet Fitness and worked out before all of these things. Like, it didn't matter what we were doing. If it was her day for leg day, she was doing leg day. And because we carpooled together at the time, she's got 3 of her coworkers in the front of Planet Fitness, and we're just talking and, you know, bullshitting around. And she's really working out. And like, she never missed it. And I would say on the positive side, it's really admirable, especially because I'm a 12th house person, to see somebody make a plan and stick to it, because I make 100 plans and like I'll be lucky if I get anything done. Like, I often lose my to-do list. So that's the positive. Your health, your diet, your workout, and your daily routines. Like, if you make a to-do list, whether it be just errands or whether it be food or whether it be I'm going to work out this much, you often stick to it and you often get it done. And Saturn is about rewarding those who have actually put in the work. And I think you'll be very satisfied with that, because when you use it positively, when you don't let it overtake you, you'll reap the benefits of that. I mean, how many of us have made a New Year's resolution to go to the gym and we don't do it, and then we still feel not the most confident in our bodies? And then how many times can you remember about anything in your life where you pushed through and you was like, I'm gonna do XYZ and accomplish this, and then you accomplish it and you're like, holy shit, like that feels really good, and it wasn't even as hard as I thought. I think at least that's my experience, and I think we all could stand to learn something from that. I want to say that Saturn, one of its aspects is restriction. Now, that can be restriction by choice or restriction that's out of your control. So we just talked about the elements of your daily routine and your health and your diet by choice. As far as the element of it being out of control, this can manifest in, let's say, someone who has a lot of food allergies or has certain ailments or illnesses that require them to be extremely attentive to their bodies and what they're doing and intaking and stuff like that. You don't even want to. You might not even be that person that wants to like track their carbs or the calories or the macros, but you just might have to track some part of, like, I have to measure my glucose intake, I have to keep my finger pricks and my things near me so that I can make sure that I'm healthy and okay. Like, so you may have stomach ailments or allergies that, like, when you go to a restaurant, you might need like something to be gluten-free. You may be the type of person who can't eat like the majority of stuff on the menu, and so out of your control, you may have to really pay attention to what you're doing. People may have problems smoking or drinking or just things that other human beings have like a carefree ease to do. I always think of that scene from Daddy Daycare.
Nothing high in fructose.
Or sucrose or dextrose.
Oh, maltodextrose. Nothing with red dye number 6.
Or number 4.
Oh, yellow dye number 2.
That kind of thing. If you have a 6th house Saturn and it is presenting itself in that way, you may about your environment. If it is harsh in any way, you'll be like the first little like smoke alarm that goes off about what's going on. COVID, for example, there's a disease running around our environment, the whole world really, and you may be somebody who gets it first. You may get a harsher version. People have reported like, hey, I had COVID, I didn't even know it. And some people are like, oh my God, I thought I was gonna die a few times. You're that person that will be affected. Be mindful of what your environment's like and what the possible dangers are out there, and prepare for that. This is a really big part of Saturn the 6th, being very sensitive and or overwhelmed by your day-to-day activities. And you just may feel like every day when you wake up, you have so much shit to do. My kids and my family, and I have to run these errands for the house, and I have to do my schoolwork and my work so I can make money, and I have to pay my bills, and I have to go food shopping, and don't forget to shovel the walks before somebody slips outside, and don't forget to pay that ticket. And it's just like it just can feel like 100 million voices like, don't forget to do this, don't forget to do that. It just might be like, you know, those days that we all have where it's like you just want to cry because you just have so much shit to do. You can feel like that a lot. And like I said, this can be self-imposed or not. You may, through circumstances out of your control, come into or be thrust into a life where you just always have a whole lot of shit to do every day. Like your to-do list is like 15 things long every day, and they're not even easy things. They're like, each of these things is going to take like 45 minutes to an hour. Or the alternate of this is that maybe your life is not so abnormal. Maybe your life is regular and you just feel like overwhelmed, even though it's not an overwhelming amount of work. Like the situation I just described with like that one woman having all these different elements to take care of could be overwhelming, of course, like for anyone. You may just be like a single person and like have to go to school and work 2 nights a week, and you just might be like, oh my God, I gotta do this shit, and oh my God, I spilled my juice over there, I gotta clean the juice up, but I don't have any wipes, now I gotta go to Walmart. And it's just like, it's not that deep. You can sometimes make it deeper than it is. Like sometimes you just need to calm down and be like, I'm gonna do what I can in this day, and I'll let tomorrow's problems be tomorrow's problems. One of the best suggestions that I've heard on YouTube from a YouTuber named Aaron on Demand, she says, make a to-do list. Prioritize the 3 most important things that you need to do today and put them at the top of the list, and then have everything else behind. And don't feel like you failed because you didn't do everything on your to-do list. Focus on your productivity that you put out instead of all the things that you didn't get to. And I think that'll really help ease your anxiety and start to make the to-do list feel like a sense of accomplishment and not a sense of dread or duty. Allot 2 hours a day to just do nothing, or not even do nothing, but just to like be spontaneous. Just like on your list of like your daily to-do, like, all right, at 9 o'clock I got this, at 10 o'clock I gotta take the kids, and then I gotta go visit my mom. From like whatever works for you. But like, let's just say, you know, you got a normal schedule. From 6 to 8 p.m., just don't have anything planned out. And just see how it goes. See how you feel. See what you want to do. See what comes up for you, what kind of feelings come up. And don't do nothing. I mean, if you want to, sometimes doing nothing is being productive. Sometimes that is paramount and that is needed and that is necessary. Sometimes you gotta write relax on your to-do list. When you set aside your time to relax, just be spontaneous and just let it be free and let it be unplanned, and have a spontaneous day, or someone asks you what you did today, and like, if someone can ask you what you did with your day and you recite it exactly as you planned it in the beginning, there is a beauty in that, but there's also a beauty in like, yo, like the craziest thing happened and I ended up here. I'll give you guys an example. The other day I went to go get my hair straightened, and the salon that I always go to was closed. Like, that's the type of things that'll give you guys anxiety. You'll be like, oh my God, this place and this time is not closed. And I just Googled, like, where else can I go? So I got my hair done. And I'm an Uber driver, so I'm kind of all over the place. And, like, instead of planning where I was going to get lunch, when I was hungry, I just stopped and I just looked up the restaurant that I wanted near me. And I had a great lunch. It was, like, a very serendipitous day. I'm Ubering. Towards the end of the day, it's like, oh, you have a trip to New York. And then I go to New York, and then I'm up here. I'm like, oh, shit, I'm in Brooklyn. Like, I need to go out. And then, like, it's COVID. So everything was closed. But the point is, like, when I woke up that day, yes, get my hair done and Uber was on the list. But the fact that I went to a whole new place, the fact that I had a very nice lunch, and I got to eat in, which was unexpected. The fact that I ended up in New York, like, I would have never thought at the beginning of the day that that's what would have happened by the end of the day. I still did, if you notice, what I wanted to do, but I also let it be a little more free. If this is a voluntary thing for you, this whole to-do list structure thing, I think my guess, my little psychological take on it is that you guys are using this for a way to feel in control. I'm in control of my day, I'm in control of my life, I'm in control of what happens. But if you're being controlled by the need to feel in control, then you're not in control. Then you're being controlled by the controlling feeling, if you get what I mean. You're being controlled by your anxiety. If your reasoning is I want to be very productive, then that's a little bit different. Keep that in mind as you reflect about how you relate to structure in your day. And if you do, voluntarily, involuntarily, whatever, happen to have a block of time out of your life where you feel just like it's very demanding, just like you have a lot to do, know that it will require a lot from you. You will be required to show up, literally and figuratively. But it will subside and it will get easier. And as you're working through this karmic battle within yourself and the universe, that you're not even really supposed to be battling with the universe. As you're working through this karmic energy of how to incorporate structure into your life, it will eventually subside to the point where you will not even have to allot 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. For free time. It will just slowly start to come to you in the form of responsibilities falling away, in the form of increased time. And if you've been paying attention and doing the proper work that you need to do and watching this video, then by the time that you get to that free time that Saturn is giving you, you'll already know and be comfortable with how to handle it. You won't be like, oh my God, I have nothing to do from 4 p.m. onward on Monday. You won't feel like that because you've already been doing the work. Now we're going to talk about in the workplace. Remember, this is your job workplace. This is not your Saturn career position. This is your everyday brick and mortar place that you go clock into. This is your job. This is the place that writes your checks, that pays your bills. So, you can have some troubles here. You may have the feeling that you have been skipped over or passed over many times for promotions that you feel you deserve, for pay raises, title changes, transfers that you might want, things that you may want out of your job that your job is giving out, not to everybody, but like here and there. You may feel like you just never get it. You may be the most amazing employee and you just may never really get it. I remember when I was working at McDonald's, there was this guy there and his name was Wayne, and he was a Capricorn, but he showed up to McDonald's making $7.25 an hour. He was a grown man. Every single day, he was 30 minutes early. I don't know if I told you guys the story already. And one day, he was not there 30 minutes early, and they were calling him because they were like, "Are you okay?" And he wasn't even late. He just wasn't early, but they were like, something is wrong. Like, and for some reason, he was the best worker. He never fought. He never gossiped. He always was early. He worked his entire shift. He would work extra. He didn't say shit the whole time. People would joke that he was a serial killer because he would just silently come in and do his work and go home. And he was a nice guy. A man of few words. And every time there was a promotion, he never got promoted. And I would just be like, if anybody in this place deserves to move up and be a manager, it's Wayne. And for some reason, he just never got it, at least for the period of time that I was there. And you may feel like that. And it's a sucky feeling. And so there's two ways to confront this feeling of not really getting all you deserve from your job. You can this is my Sagittarius speaking. You can be direct and you can go right up to your boss and be like, look, this pay rate is just not cutting it. You may need to really speak up for yourself and fight against a lot of adversity and be like, I deserve whatever you want to put. And make no mistake about it, you have Saturn in the 6th. So you're going to get some pushback. You're going to get some asshole boss. Side note, Saturn in the 6th can very much equal asshole boss. That's like, no, you don't. I'm not giving it to you. So what? Push. Don't get fired. But push for what you feel you deserve, for what you feel you want, and go after it. And try to make the path that you're on work for you. Here's the alternative. If that's not working for you, if no matter how hard you push, no matter what you put in, you don't get what you know in your heart you deserve, Saturn is trying to teach you lessons here. It's about karma. It's about lessons. You need to leave. And that's it. Jobs, much like relationships, we just get so comfortable where it's like, oh my God, like I've been here for so long and I know all these people and I always know the way to work and it's my little coffee shop I stop by on the way. That shit doesn't matter. You need to leave if you are working and putting in so much effort and you feel like you're not getting anything back. We all help run a company. I work at a casino. I'm under no impression that if I quit today or tomorrow, the casino is like, oh my God, what are we gonna do? We can't do it because Kara's not here. No, it's like, it's not even gonna fucking matter. Just gonna get somebody in my place. It's like a factory. But I also know that I do bring value at the time that I do work here. And so if I feel like I'm being treated unfairly, or if I feel like something is owed to me, or I want a raise, or there's a position opening up, I put myself out there for that. And so that's what you guys need to do. And if you feel like it's just never gonna happen for you, or the adversity or the troubles that you're facing are too much, you need to learn to leave. And I think if you have Saturn here, you may have a really hard time with that, struggling to know your worth as an employee. That's the perfect way to phrase this little segment. You're only shorting yourself by staying there and continuing to help the company than not doing it. Something else that may arise, you may be the person who feels inadequate at work, and so you may do extra work. You can be like, this is a really good example. I was working at Chili's one time, and I had a manager, and like, he has all the power and the right to be like, hey, so-and-so, to any of us, can you wash these dishes? Can you sweep the floor? Like, that is our job. And he would just do it himself. And the restaurant would literally close at midnight, and he would still be in there at 3 o'clock in the morning doing stuff that wasn't even his job and doing it all by himself. He always overworked and overextended himself. And funny enough, that Chili's is closed down. So it's like, he was doing all that for nothing. Sir, you could have been went home. Like, it was for nothing. Like, you were letting other people take advantage of you. You're just taking advantage of your own self, in a sense. Another story about me working at Chili's, I was like the shit in there. Like, I was a hostess, and I was like, fine, like, I'll be a hostess, even though I was a waiter before. And this was years ago. And I was killing it. I'm cleaning off tables, I'm seating people, I'm delivering food, I got great personality, like, I'm just helping run this whole show here. And I kept going to my managers, even in my interview, I was like, hey, when you guys want to promote me to waiter, you need some waiters, like, I'm your girl. And they'd be like, yeah, cool. And then next week I would see like 5 new waiters, and I would just be like, yo, like, next time you need some waiters. And they'd be like, yeah, I got you. And I remember one day, it was such a crazy day, it was so busy, and I did so well. And my boss was like, you said you wanted to be a waitress, right? And I was like, yeah. And then like 2 days later, I went in the office to get something, and I see him interviewing somebody for waitress. And I kid you not, I quit a couple days after that. That's what you need to do. It's like a toxic relationship, but like, you're in a relationship with your job. Cut these people off. And you may feel like you have to prove yourself or work extra hard, or, oh, maybe if I just work a little bit harder, maybe if I stay a little bit more, maybe if I put a little bit extra hours in, maybe if I come in a little bit early, they'll see me, they'll see my worth, they'll see what I'm bringing to the company, they'll promote me, they'll give me the pay raise, they'll give me what I deserve. It's not always true. It can be, but you got Saturn, so don't be surprised if it's not. And always know that there is a place, just like there's a person, who will treat you the way you want to be treated, who will give you what you deserve, and who will appreciate all that you're putting in. Don't go to these workplaces and feel incompetent, which you may feel. Don't try to ever prove or make up for something that you feel you're lacking. Just do your best and know that that's it. You may have a lot of fear, paranoia, and phobias. Like, you may not even want to move up, or you may take a very long time to move up, because you may be like, oh, like, can I do it? Am I qualified? Like, a lot of self-doubt around your work. You may also work really hard or stay in jobs that are not the best for you, because you may have like irrational fears of unemployment, just lack of job stability, being fired or demoted, or just having like a smudge on your resume. You may just have like a lot of fears, like your boss may be just like so taking advantage of you, and like you could say no, but you feel like, oh my god, if I don't, like, he's just gonna do whatever. And you really need to weigh that out within yourself. Job security is a real thing. Like, look at our economy. Like, you need to pay your bills. I can't say that it's not important. I work at a casino. I get disrespected almost every day, you know, to earn my check from these damn gambling addicts. But I know when to draw the line. I know when, all right, I'm just gonna let this customer go ahead, or this person go ahead. And I know when, like, no, that's too much. I'm gonna speak up and speak out against that. It's not, it can really break you if you go somewhere for 40 hours a week and you let them disrespect you or take advantage of you. You don't have to prove yourself or be disrespected to earn your check or to earn your place in any work environment. Saturn relating to troubles here could reflect in, like, you may have like group activities and a lot of it may fall on you. Like I said, terrible boss, terrible bosses, lots of hours, low pay, things like that. Saturn is testing you to see how you're responding to your work environment. You may have a tough job, literally. Like, maybe Maybe you make like 40-50 bucks an hour, but you're like jackhammering in the middle of Center City and it's 110 degrees outside. And like, but that's your job. Like, you may just have tough conditions. On the plus side though, you're very responsible, and so people may trust you with work. They may trust you to hold the keys to something, even if you're not a manager. I've seen that. They may just trust you. Have a high sense of duty, and so when someone gives you a job, you're like, yeah, I'm gonna do my job. I'm gonna do that, and you take pride in that, and that may get you eventual recognition over time. This is not career. Like I said, this is jobs. This can be the McDonald's cashier who works really hard, who moves up to manager, to general manager. That's kind of the energy of this house. And you could just be very productive. I mean, there's so many memes going around, like, and videos and topics about, did you use your quarantine productively? And I'm slightly jealous because I can say that these are people who probably really did. In the areas of health, if you do have any health ailments, they will probably subside or become easier to deal with as you age. So the karmic lessons here, wrapping this video up for Saturn in the 6th, is to dot all your I's and to cross all your T's when it comes to your health. Saturn is trying to teach you however you treat your body is going to show up immediately. This also includes anxiety. When you're having anxiety about, oh my God, did I leave my car lights on? Did I pay the light bill? Did I lock the door? Like, and you know you did, but you just still have this irrational anxiety about it. That's shooting up your cortisol. Anxiety wreaks havoc on the body. So by being in a constant state of stress, that's not treating your body well either. And Saturn, like I said, you're not treating your body well. You're gonna feel it, immediate reaction from Saturn. Be alert enough to try to figure out the most efficient way to deal with and go about your day. But don't be so uptight that you feel like when you're laying down in bed at night, you're thinking about what you could have accomplished or what you wish you could have done. Strike a balance between the two. Learn to find peace and harmony with what you've accomplished in your day, and view what you did with your day through the eyes of accomplishment. Like, I did this, this, and that. I feel good, instead of doing 20 things and not doing the last one and be like, and I couldn't even do this. Like, don't be like that to yourself. Learn to work with your to-do list and don't battle with it. Learn over time to not have a to-do list. I mean, I'm a Sag and I'm a 12th house stellium. I wing it every single day. And I'm here. And we're all here. So learn to put it down sometimes. Be spontaneous. Just be fun. Just let your feelings flow. Not your anxiety feelings, but your fun feelings. Learn to have days that have no structure and that are free and that are just undone, where you're just wild and you just wake up whenever and do whatever, and feeling so much joy in that. Assess your anxiety to these things, and once you learn and reflect, the answers will come to you. Therefore, incorporating the highest manifestation of Saturn, and then this will not be a problem for you. At the most, at the best, these people are super productive. Like I said, I have a 12th house stellium and I'm Sagittarius, so I'm super jealous. I wish I had this energy in my chart. I wish I could say, like, you know, I got everything done today. Like, I never do. I'll have a month to do something and do it the hour before, like, and stress about it every day up until then. Like, this is a really productive placement, and you can get so much done in your life, and you should really be proud of that. So that's it. So, and another thing, so Pluto in the 12th is next, and we'll have a Pluto series going backwards. I've been saying this before, going to do celebrity readings. Not sure who I'm going to start with. I really want to start with Donald Trump. I feel like that's going to be such a long video. Longer than, you know, the rest of them are, because they're all like ridiculously long. And I also want to get started on an astrological week or month in review, where I'm talking about events that are going on you know, how the planets are affecting us like on our day-to-day. So anyways, that's the end of this video. As always, tell me what you thought. If you think I got it right, you 6th house Saturn people out there. The next series will be Pluto. And if you guys want me to do any celebrities that you're particularly interested in, let me know. Thank you for watching.